Good day, everyone. Ali Safi here, Safi Financial Network, September 26, 2025. All right, S&P 500 weekly candle. We got a doji bar, bearish doji bar on the top. So we got new all-time high this week, and market just to form a corrective, or I should say warning candle this week, and we will see how it goes. I would say October is right around the corner, and everyone needs to be careful and cautious. As I said before, September, October could be very, very volatile. September actually was pretty good. So I have, uh, to be honest, I should say I have no expectation about this September. And September was pretty good, but I would say still I'm looking for October volatility. The cycles, everything is showing us that we are going to see a decent correction, 5 to 10% correction still is going to be my call, which is going to be 5,900 to 6,000 area or even 6,100. That would be a perfect scenario for, again, buy the dip. So I would say we are gonna get kind of like a couple months correction, even if we see some kind of like October stretching to November. So that's gonna be the cycle, folks. Usually October, September is gonna be volatile, but we can see some kind of like October, November, or even just October. So we will see. But I would say percentage wise, if we get 5 to 10% correction, the sharper, the better. So probably we're gonna see some kind of like a 3 weeks correction, or this one 4 weeks correction, or this one could be a couple weeks, like I would say more than 5 weeks correction. So this is kind of like a 7 weeks correction down the road, all the way from February top to April bottom. So it's kind of like a very sharp sell-off in April. Remember that, due to tariff fears to the market. And right now, we're going to see that market is forming potentially for a corrective wave. So we will see. I would say I was waiting for this top here, but market is consolidating, triple dojis here, and I thought that, okay, beginning of the September we're gonna see a correction. It didn't happen. Last 2 weeks market just carved out higher, but this week we got a bearish candle. So we will see. Again, all in all, I should say this is not gonna be a bear market. This is gonna be a correction. So in 2026 onward, we're gonna see a crazy sell-off potentially. The end of the bull market, multi-years bull market, or I should say multi-decades bull market, and we're going to get back to potentially multi-years secular bear market. So still, it's going to be soon to talk about that one, but I would say this one, 2025, September, all in all, I should say we are at 26, and we are pretty good in S&P 500, but correction is around the corner. Moving on to the daily chart is the same. So we got kind of like a 3 days correction. Today we got a dead cat bounce. So this is 65.98. This is the area that I was looking for, folks, and market just pretty nicely hold above this. So any daily close, I would say daily close below this 65.98, let's say 6600, that would escalate the downside move all the way to the downside. I would say we are gonna see a choppiness potentially for the next days, especially Monday. We're gonna see that potentially another uptick or doji bar. Then Tuesday, Wednesday, I would say market is gonna get back to a downside, and ultimately we're gonna engulf this area to the downside. So we'll see how it goes. But if we get below this, the next level is gonna be this choppy consolidation here. SMA 50 is gonna be there, so 64, 65. But I would say market potentially is giving us a zigzag upside and downside, ultimately looking for this area, which is going to be 59 to almost the 6,067 or even 6,100. So that's my another line as well here. So we will see if we get a decent correction to here. That would be a perfect buy zone for me. Moving on to Nasdaq weekly chart, we got a bearish doji bar, or I should say bearish harami, this week after 3 weeks in a row all the way to the upside. Pretty nice move for Nasdaq. Right now we are kind of like overstretched again, overbought. Actually, it's been overstretched for the market, especially Nasdaq, since April 5. So you see that market is just carved out nicely. This is absolutely amazing for bulls, and it's very, very harmful for bears. And thanks God, we are 90, I would say 97% of my portfolio is on long side. So that's why we make good money, actually good profit till now. But I would say I'm just kind of careful for this because if market goes down here, I'm gonna have another cash allocation on the side potentially. And also, we're gonna see some kind of like a short Nasdaq right now, and we are just taking profit here and deploying back or deploying like into long position because long position again from here that's going to be a very nice risk to reward scenario for a final tackle potentially 2026 to 26,000 area. So we'll see how it goes for Nasdaq. Moving on to daily chart. A daily chart is telling us the same. So this is the area that I was looking for, 24,000. If you remember, this is kind of like an uptrend. We didn't close. Actually, we didn't get close to this line. So we got 3 days bear bar and then getting back to the upside today to finish the week positive. But I would say cannot finish the week positive, just one day. And then we may see some kind of like a rally potentially early morning on Monday. But Tuesday, Wednesday, I would say market is getting back to the reality again, going back to the downside. And keep an eye on 24,000. Because if we get below 24,000, that would be very, very sharp signal all the way to 22,800. So we'll see how it goes. Moving on to Dow. Dow is kind of like interesting because we got below this ending diagonal for one day, and today we just got a back test. Getting nice close above yesterday open, even yesterday high. So this is a good signal for Dow, and this means still heavy value names are forming in a good shape. Also, I would say healthcare. They're very in good shape as well, and energy market, they're pretty nice as well. So um, even if Nasdaq goes to the corrective move, I would say Dow Jones still is going to be a better shape, just because heavy value names are kind of like not participating in this rally a lot. So there are lots of names beaten recently, and money can flow back to those names. So we'll see how it goes. Moving on to gold, which had a fantastic move recently. Gold had a nice bullish consolidation here as well. So we may see some kind of like another tackle to 38,000 area. So we will see. But I would say gold is getting into the very late cycle of its bullish momentum. And potentially we're going to see a decline, a multi-month decline in gold, and that's going to be very, very seasonality valid decline, usually November, October, and I would say first half of December, gold is getting into a correction, and we may see some kind of like a sharp correction for gold. And after that, we need to see some kind of like a bottoming formation again for gold. So, but all in all, I should say gold still is in a rally shape and forming a bullish consolidation on a daily chart. There's nothing wrong with it. Silver at the same time, just creeping higher today, $46 per ounce. And silver, sooner or later, we're gonna see silver at $50. If we go back to monthly chart, last time silver was here, look at the September. This is absolutely outstanding parabolic move. Silver get a close above $44, which is very, very strong. And right now, the next target is gonna be 48, which is gonna be pretty decent, actually resistance there. If we get above 48, even we can go to new all-time high for silver, and that would be the possible scenario for silver. There's nothing wrong with it, and then after that, we should see some kind of like a pullback for silver. Even if we go to weekly chart, we see that silver had a nice move to the upside. I was waiting for this. Look at that in January, but market, I mean, like a precious metals market, just got in rush, sugar rush here, and going all the way up. This is a pretty over. So look at the divergence here between SMA 20, which is 37, and 46, $10, almost 30% uptick for the divergence here between SMA 20 on a weekly basis and price here. So that's a lot. And usually when we have this, um, uh, uh, any type of asset classes, doesn't matter if it is silver or any stock, when we get 30% divergence between price and SMA. Usually after that, we call it as like a drop and pop. So we're gonna see a drop, a very significant drop to this SMA. It's like a rocket booming the ground and then popping up again. So you're gonna see that before. So here's the scenario before. We gotta have like a very overstretched and the drop and then pop. So it's very, very good scenario for traders if they want to trade. It doesn't mean that it's gonna go low, but I would say this is a very, very nice move for silver. Still, it can go to new all-time high this year based on the momentum that we see. Moving on to crude. Crude is forming a pretty kind of like I would say doji or kind of like indecisive candle today. We just got above the skeletal point and then getting back to the downside. I would say crude is in a place that if it consolidates here, that would be perfect scenario for crude for breaking through because this breakout is not going to be just a simple resistance here. It's going to be this dynamic trend line. And also this dynamic trend line, if we get back to this, it refers all the way to this September 2023, which is the crude top before its decline, a 2 years decline. So as I said before, cycle's working. So we are getting into 2 year cycle and potentially we're going to see a breakout sooner or later for crude. So if we see uh, a couple days, I would say next week consolidation, that's going to give crude enough energy to rally back again to $72. If it gets above 72.67, then it can immediately go all the way up to $80. So keep an eye on this because I would say crude is very, very important for the market, especially geopolitical tensions. So right now, crude is just going back down. I would say this is going to be a short-term bounce or correction, and we're going to see some kind of like consolidation before the next spike to the upside. All right, folks, I'm going to cut this video now, and I'm going to cover individual names in the next video. So and make sure watch the next video because we're going to go through all the names like a big techies, semiconductors, energy market, gold miners, etc. So stay tuned. We're going to come back shortly. Hope you have a great evening. See you on the chart. Bye-bye.